always be mine.
Five Nights at Freddy's has come a long way, from a small indie jump scare game to a full-blown horror franchise with sequels, spin-offs, merch, and now its own movie series. The first film turned the game's lore into a big box office hit, and the sequel doubled down with more animatronics, deeper storylines, and a fun surprise, bringing horror favorites Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich into the same franchise again. Skeet Ulrich just casually hinted at a pretty big update about the much-awaited Five Nights at Freddy's 3. After a cliffhanger ending of the second movie left a lot of fans frustrated, people have been dying for any news about what's next. Well, it looks like they can finally relax a bit. At a panel during Monster Mania Con, Ulrich, who played Henry Emily in the second film, shared that the third movie is actually in early development. He didn't spill too much, but mentioned that it's likely being written right now and that new writers have apparently just come on board. My understanding is that the third one is, well, who can say? But supposedly there's a lot of Henry Emily and William Afton, but to be honest, they're writing it now. They've just hired the writer, so it's too early for me to say. It's not just him either. Quite a few people involved with the Five Nights at Freddy's movies have mentioned wanting to turn the series into a full trilogy. For instance, Matthew Lillard, who plays William Afton, said in an interview with Coming Soon last year that Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is expected to lean more into a William Afton versus Mike storyline. While celebrating the sequel's digital release, Emma Tammi opened up about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. When asked about the film's cliffhanger ending and any updates on a possible third movie, she said that she and the team are still taking in the response to the 2025 sequel. That said, she reassured fans that conversations about Five Nights at Freddy's 3 are definitely still happening. With the second now about to come out onto home video, which is super exciting, especially for the holidays, we're in talks, and I'm sure we'll know more in the new year, but it's still all a conversation at this point. And according to Empire City Box Office on Twitter, an official announcement for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 might be right around the corner. They're claiming that Universal and Blumhouse have already given the movie the green light, with plans to start shooting this summer and aim for a fall 2027 release. They also hinted at October 15th, 2027 as a date to watch. That said, nothing's officially confirmed yet. The release date isn't locked in, but if this report turns out to be legit, we probably won't have to wait long for a proper announcement from the studio. After Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich joined the franchise, Scream fans who remember Billy and Stu immediately started hoping for more. The sequel brought them into the same universe, but could a third movie finally put them face-to-face on screen? According to director Emma Tammi, it's definitely something they're thinking about, even if nothing's locked in yet. She shared in an interview that if we were to make one, and whether or not there would be actual interaction between them or just still remaining in the same film, but in separate scenes, it's all kind of yet to be revealed. But yes, I think it would continue scratching all of our itch to see more of them and bring that reunion even more to life. First movie set in 2000, Mike Schmidt loses his job and takes a night shift at an abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to keep custody of his sister Abby. He soon finds out the place is haunted by the spirits of missing kids controlling the animatronics. As things spiral, Mike learns the killer behind it all is William Afton. When Abby is put in danger, she helps reveal the truth to the spirits, who then turn on Afton and trap him in his own suit. In the end, Mike and Abby escape, Vanessa is left in a coma, and Afton is dragged away, seemingly meeting his fate. The second movie kicks things off in 1982 at the very first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. A girl named Charlotte Emily sees co-founder William Afton lure a kid into the back to kill him. No one listens when she tries to get help, so she steps in herself, but ends up getting stabbed by Afton. She falls through a trapdoor and dies in the arms of the marionette animatronic. The whole incident gets covered up, the restaurant shuts down, and later another location opens where Afton kills 5 more kids. Fast forward to 2002, 2 years after Afton was taken down by the spirits of his victims. The whole story has turned into a horror attraction called FazFest. Abby still misses her ghost friends and keeps asking Mike to fix the animatronics, but he refuses, thinking the spirits are dangerous and gone for good. Eventually, Abby sneaks back to the old location herself. Mike follows, apologizes, and finds a weird talking toy called the Faz Talker. At the same time, Vanessa is struggling with the trauma of everything her father did. Meanwhile, a group of ghost hunters, Lisa, Alex, and Rob, explore the original restaurant with a security guard. When Lisa accidentally turns off a music box, it wakes up the marionette, now driven by Charlotte's vengeful spirit. The marionette possesses Lisa, takes over the toy animatronics, and kills the others. Around this time, Abby starts communicating with Toy Chica through the Fast Talker and ends up going back to the old location, where Toy Chica helps her build a robot for a school project. Vanessa gets worried, but Mike brushes it off, even after learning more about Charlotte and Vanessa's connection to the past. Vanessa heads to the original restaurant, realizes the marionette is active again, and gets captured. The animatronics are stuck there unless their safety systems are turned off. Meanwhile, Abby's teacher destroys her project, so she goes back to the restaurant and disables those safeguards at Toy Chica's request. Mike finds out Abby is missing, gets a new music box from Henry, Charlotte's father, and rushes after her. Things spiral fast. Toy Chica kills Abby's teacher, and the other toy animatronics start targeting parents, as Charlotte wants revenge for being ignored. Mike rescues Vanessa, who goes after the animatronics, while he stays behind to track them and deal with other damaged animatronics. The marionette leaves Lisa's body, hides inside Toy Chica, and ends up possessing Abby. Realizing how bad things have gotten, Mike goes back to the main location and asks the original possessed animatronics for help. He and Vanessa return home, where Mike uses the music box to calm the marionette and free Abby. But they're surrounded by the toy animatronics, and then Michael, Vanessa's brother, shows up, wanting to continue Afton's legacy. He orders the animatronics to attack, but the original possessed animatronics arrive just in time and destroy the toy ones before shutting down themselves. Michael escapes. In the end, the spirits move on to the afterlife, but not before warning they won't be able to hold him back anymore. Mike takes Abby and cuts ties with Vanessa, not trusting her anymore. Left alone, Vanessa ends up getting possessed by the marionette. And in a final tease, back at the old location, the animatronic suit holding William Afton's body is discovered and suddenly starts moving again. With that ending tease, and how well the first two FNAF movies have done, I've got a theory for FNAF 3. I think it might jump ahead 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years after the second movie, putting it somewhere around 2007, 2012, 2017, or maybe even 2022. My guess is the story will focus on William Afton coming back, especially after that end credit scene in FNAF 2 where his suit powers on again, basically confirming he's been stuck in there all this time after hiding in that secret room. I also feel like Afton and Vanessa, since she got possessed by Charlotte's spirit at the end of the second movie, could end up being the main villains this time, with Mike trying to save her before it's too late. But hey, that's just my theory. Who knows what they'll actually do? We'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, Five Nights at Freddy's is already streaming on Peacock, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is set to drop there soon on April 3rd, 2026. Anyway, that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll be covering more updates on this soon. We'll see you next time.